Thank you very much, guys. This is Joe with your interview translations. We're here with ever 8 winners who actually do put out the win this time around. We're going to be here with the entire team to every single one of these players to see what they thought about the entire season. So we're going to be meeting the entire squad of ever 8 winners. So give them a round of applause. We want to first start our interview with Marang, one of the MVPs for today. How did you feel about the season? Yeah, first of all, I think the 2-0 victory is the immediate happiness right now. Is your name Marang because you're skinny, which is in Korean Marla? So is that the origin of your name? Oh, that's not the reason for my name. Do you have a different reason? Would you like to be able to share it? There is a candy brand that is similar to my name, so you guys can search that up if you want to, but that's the origin of my name. And Marang, you've really surprised everyone, starting from last season's relegation when you did make it up to LCK. And a lot of people did have expectations for you in the upcoming LCK season. Yeah, I think my inconsistency was the biggest thing. But regardless of how inconsistent you might have been, you really did well with the Jax jungle that you pulled out, and it was a lot of center of attention that you've grabbed for yourself. Yeah, Jax is such a good jungler. It's a good ganker that when you invest your time in the top lane, that it's gonna be a good pick for the entire composition. And it just seemed like you had a different mind and different thought about what the Jax jungle was overall. Yeah, a lot of people have a preconception that Jax is an RPG champion that you have to just farm and hopefully get big enough, but I thought of it a little differently.
That's a good way to put it.
Did you ever thought that you were going to win the MVP after the first set, in the second set also? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think I'll help him out get big, so but he got the MVP, so. But I think it's a good time to move on to Keen right away. I do agree with what Marang is saying. He's the one that really initially got me fed, so that's what got me the advantage that I actually push forward to get even more kills after that. And of course, after he got those initial kills, wasn't it you, Keen, that really put that advantage into better use? Yeah, I think it's kind of an obvious result that I put out in Game 2, but it just seemed a lot more fancier than it was. And Keen, you were a player that joined the team in the mid part of the season. And how was it just entering the team? Yeah, I think with the attention that you've been getting, if you get it all at once, it just puts a lot of pressure on you for the later parts of the season. But definitely, I think someone is feeling that in his head right now. But we have to talk about your Camille play that you showed today. And it just seems like, Keen, you really show your positives when you do go with those DPS champions in the top lane. Yeah, I think I'm just more comfortable with those DPS champions, so it's just something that I'm more comfortable with and don't really think about too much when I do pick them out. I want to move the mic right along. I'm sure you had a lot of difficulties trying to lead the team as the oldest player in the team. Definitely, it does feel good finally getting the win right at the end of the season. Were you not able to promote any kind of things from your team?
팀에서는 좀 친구 같은 느낌으로.
Yeah, I'm sort of the oldest in the team, but I think all of our teammates try to act like we're friends and we're just very friendly to each other with no gaps in between each other.
같이 한번 질문을 해볼게요. 사실 에버 8이 좀 부진한 여러 가지 원인들 중에서 상대적으로 바텀이 좀 불안하다라는.
And a lot of people do really think that the bot lane was one of the main reasons that Ever 8 winners haven't been doing so well. What do you think about that?
생각을 갖고 있진 않고 그냥 저희가 LCK 오고 나서 좀 이렇게 밀리니까.
Yeah, I think just getting the few losses in the beginning of the LCK season, that just really took away a lot of confidence from us and allowed us to do even worse than what we could have done.
들 선수가 생각하기에는 뭐가 좀 잘 안.
And Dil, what do you think was the biggest problem with the team not doing so well for majority of the season?
우선 솔직히 경기 때 좀 긴장하는 것도 없잖아 있고.
I think getting nervous right before the games is definitely a big factor into that. And I think we overthink things, and just some of the things that we really try to communicate with each other, sometimes it just kind of overlaps with what we're actually supposed to do and just gets us off track to the real purpose of what we're trying to do in our plays.
그럼 또 엘라 선수에게 뭐 잠시 질문을 드리자면.
And going back to Ella,
선수가 좀 나오다가 어느 순간부터 또.
and it just seemed like Comeback was actually making some appearances in that support role, but you returned back into that support role in the later parts of the season.
아 모르시나요? 모르시면 모른다고 하셔도 됩니다.
네 몰라요.
Well, I don't have any comments regarding that, unfortunately.
감독님하고 말씀을 한번 해볼게요. 자 그러면 또 듣는다 우리 세티드 선수와.
And we will move the mic over to Septid.
하겠습니다. 아 세티드 선수 사실 시즌 초에 굉장히 주목을.
And of course, you received a lot of attention at the beginning of the season. I'm sure that was a lot of pressure coming for you because of that.
시즌 초에 좀 떠오르면서 저희가 처음에 첫 라운드 이겼을 때 이 정도면은.
Yeah, definitely winning out the first game
사이 팀이었잖아요.
in the LCK, the first game of the LCK season, that just received a lot of attention because we did beat a formidable team.
그래도 지금 오늘 마지막으로 이겨서.
But I think, you know, with all the downfalls that we had, I still feel good that we got the win today. And it just seemed like, as commentators, we saw you guys and we thought that you guys were playing much differently today, and especially you stepped in very aggressive, and many of the times that you were being a little bit passive.
최근에 어제 스크림 하면서 어제 좀 근성이가 이제 잭스 정글 하면서 잭스 정글 좋은 것 같다 해가지고.
I think with recent scrims that we had, I think the Jax jungle that Maorang was trying out seemed to be a good hit for us and really a good part to the composition, and we just wanted to try it out today, and fortunately it worked out very well for us.
토대로에서 오늘 좋은 경기를 보여주신 것 같은데 사실 지난 1라운드 때도 MVP를 상대로 승리를 하셨고 특히나
And you did win out against MVP in the first win of the season, and you getting not a win against MVP. And I'm sure perhaps that was a confidence boost going into the game.
하면은 그냥 미드에서 웬만하면 무조건은.
Yeah, I think it was mostly with Cassiopeia too, because that champion just gives me naturally a lot of confidence in lane. And when you have a lot of confidence in lane, it just can build up to the late game as well. So that's kind of where my confidence came from today.
말씀이신 것 같습니다. 그래서 쭉 한번 인터뷰를 해봤는데 어쨌든 뭐 오늘 마지막이었잖아요.
And of course, we did go through every one of the players and went through an interview, but it is the last game of the season. But definitely, you guys can still have another opportunity to make it back into LCK. And you have a lot of supporters out here cheering on you guys on. But is there anything you would like to say to them?
이럴 때 또 은근 바라고 계시거든요. 뭔가 뭐 하고 싶은 말씀이
Is there
있으시면
anything you'd like to say to all the fans who are eagerly waiting? Whatever you guys are wanting to say.
대표님이랑 실장님이랑 코치님들이랑
I really thank the coaching staff and all the supporters inside our Ever 8 organization.
간결한 거죠. 깔끔한 담백한 갱킹.
세티드 뭐 할 말 있는 것 같아요.
Seth, anything you'd like to add on to that?
응원해 주시는 그리고 직관해 주시는.
Yeah, we always like to thank the fans that are cheering for us offline and also online as well. So all these people that are cheering for us, it's a big help for us and it's a big power to us as well. So thank you very much. And that seems to be the end of the interview. Back over to you guys.